Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're going to take a quick look here at Bitcoin, pull up some liquidation levels here. Bitcoin's doing really well here so far today. Again, you got to recognize there is lower volume throughout the weekend here, minus the last 1 hour candle. So the truth is this could be a false positive. We do have some resistance coming up at 58.5/59,000 as a round number. We've also got 60,000 to 61K as an approximate resistance range too, from previous holding as a strong support. So those are just things you kind of want to be mindful of. Again, if you're new to the channel, thanks again so much for watching. Link down below, cryptocache.tech is a site if you want to become a better trader. We've got a lot of new traders coming over, and congrats to our members here. We did take some nice profits here from Polkadot, 31% in 16 hours, and then QNT short 51% the day before. So it's been a good little weekend for us, or start to the weekend, of course. I didn't go too crazy with longs. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. Should have done a lot more, but this market has been so polarizing in either direction. It can be very challenging to get too crazy with trades. And basically, the concept is to not get crazy with them, right? Don't overtrade. It's usually a big problem. In a lot of cases, you can pick a wrong direction and it'll bite you in the butt. All right, so take a look here at the daily time frame, or sorry, rather 7-day look back here for liquidation. We can see 59,000 is that next area of concentration, where we had a pretty solid amount at 57.2 and 57.5. So 59,000 to 61,000, we can see a lot more liquidation there, just as if we were to zoom in. Now, we kind of zoom out, so to speak, on the monthly. We don't have a tremendous amount of liquidation there compared to what happened on the way down, and also what could occur if we hit that 65K plus range. There's a solid chance we're going to have a lot of resistance between now and then. I highly doubt we're going to see the price just make a run for it. So don't get super excited for a little bit of a pump over the weekend. That's just kind of par for the course, that natural knee-jerk reaction from the price being pulled back so hard, so long. All right? So just some little, trying to knock some sense into you, or talk some sense into you there, folks. Do not put your blinders on just yet. In fact, I've previously spoken about 58.5 and or 60,000 being a good area of consideration for a short position. This being a weekend, it might be advantageous to consider a short leading into tomorrow evening when the Asian markets open. They're usually really good about securing profits. In fact, let's start off with Bitcoin. Let's see here, CME gap if there is any. Just double check and see if there's anything kind of out of the ordinary here. Nothing too crazy for the moment. Okay, cool. So we're good there. And if we want to look at Bitcoin dominance, we can recognize we're just in that 54 to 55% range. That's pretty standard. It's somewhat of a resistance range, but we've pretty much been range bound in this area for a while. So this Bitcoin dominance isn't really super relevant at the moment, but it is important to note sometimes when we got Bitcoin dominance going up, that can be sometimes problematic for altcoins. Okay, let's look at the daily time frame, work our way down. We just want to recognize some important stuff here, okay? Again, one bullish day does not put us back in the runnings for a continuation of the upside, right? We've got this smaller term time frame descending trend that we've broken through. That's good. We'll talk about that in a minute. The larger time frame descending trend line is still going to give us a lot of resistance here at this 59 to 61K range. Okay, that's a rough estimate again, but generally speaking, that's the area we want to kind of be mindful of if we travel into. That we're going to see some rejection. Having said all that, if we take a look, we can see stochastic RSI is starting to form. We can also see, of course, the money flow index is pretty low, right? That's generally the normal. And so there's nothing abnormal there. RSI is also bouncing off this 30 range, generally favorable too, with MACD trying to converge but hasn't yet already. So this is like the very early stages of a reversal. Nothing super amazing here. Anything's going to look like a reversal based on how hard we came down, right? We take a look at the 200 SMA. It's right there at that 0.5 fib level. So 58.7, 58.5. That's a good resistance range for us. So if we do travel a little bit further, I may consider a short at that level. Again, we want to look at other factors first, obviously. You don't just short into a resistance, but generally speaking, you're going to find more success the first attempt when it comes to try to break through that, right? So again, the reason why that's a relevant number is because it's not only the 0.5 fib level, it was also the most recent low on June 24th, and it's been a consistent number that we've seen in trading at 58.5 here in the relevant recent past. So just a heads up, I think we're coming up to a resistance range here, and that would imply that we might see a rejection off that level when the price pulls back to this low 56K range. So when we looked at our analysis from yesterday, we kind of summarized that the price can do one of two things. It can reject off of 56,500, which didn't happen. that would have put us continuing this lower low and this descending trend line. So that's become invalidated. What is still valid here is potential for the price to come up here, reject off of this range here, this little 58.5, 58.7 range, come back down, potentially bounce off 56K and continue higher to retest the larger time frame, the more macro descending trend line, right? Either way you look at it, we're still below the 50 and the 100-day SMA, haven't broken bullish at all. Being over the 20 is a very good start, but try not to, again, put your blinders on. We are stochastically hitting the highest point, which we are in this little trend. That does imply reversal as potential. We do see a money flow index is higher than the RSI. That generally is favorable though. So it's not necessarily something you want to short into immediately. So I probably would recommend waiting to see the money flow index taper off or RSI either reject at 50 or 70 before you consider a short trade. Because just because stochastic is starting to kind of shift down, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to see an instant reversal. We've also got a MACD convergence here last 12 to 24 hours. That's generally favorable too. So the momentum has shifted. There's no other way around it. But how much further up will this go? My speculation is we're going to see some rejection here soon at 58.5. If that level doesn't hold, the secondary to that, more recent relevant support level is right about that 59.9 and or 60,000. That should be the new resistance for us. So I think that a short opportunity either here, here, or here seems appropriate. So I'm leaning more towards that. I'm just going to wait a little bit more. Of course, just kind of make sure things kind of either continue higher or fizzle out. Let's look at the hourly though and just confirm a couple things. We have broken officially above the cloud, lagging, spans free and clear, conversion lines over the baseline. These are all very positive and bullish signs for Bitcoin. Okay, so we have no reason to want to short into this. I know it seems very juicy because it's like, it's pretty obvious that we had this previous rejection here, and there's a solid chance we might even see a cup and handle. So if the price ends up flagging out here, that's something we may want to consider buying into with a long here instead. But we're still premature and early in both regard. In other words, it's a little premature in my opinion to take a short. Even though we are overextended leading into this push, it's a weekend, volatility is very strange. Generally the reason why I don't like to trade weekends. And it's funny, some people were complaining, it's just one person, you know who you are, in my community about how I don't trade weekends and how frustrating that can be. Well, the truth is, even though there's tons of opportunity, the market can shift so strong and so quickly on the weekends that it can be difficult to get some sustainability there, or it's more luck than it is actually skill. Again, just depends on who you are and what you're trading. Swing trades, different story altogether, right? I also like to enjoy my weekends too, for the most part, albeit I come on here for a few hours on Saturday to ensure we get some up-to-date analysis leading in the weekend. But simply put, it's recommended that you take some time for yourself, right? That's the whole premise there. So please don't misunderstand if I am not trading on a Sunday afternoon. I'm usually just spending time with the family. All right, folks, the hourly time frame looks good. There's no other way around it. I think there's a solid chance that we get a rejection at 58.5, 58.7. Whether you want to short that or not is up to you. But if the price does end up pulling back here, works itself into a type of flag, I think that'd be a perfect opportunity to buy that cup and handle pattern. I'll post that potential playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. If you're not familiar, we do have this available for you. So I just kind of give you scenarios and playouts. This, for example, is our dot trade from yesterday. Looked very good. This is essentially an inverse head and shoulders pattern, but it was also a type of cup and handle that had a nice flag breakout. All right, you want to be on the lookout for those. Bitcoin could be forming that here relatively soon if we reject off this resistance range. I'm going to be paying close attention to that. Cool, folks. Well, hopefully that makes sense. I described that correctly. I deeply appreciate you again for watching. Like, subscribe, follow if you haven't yet already. Do yourself a favor. Trade BitUnix, link down below. These guys are phenomenal. Awesome rewards. Use my link to register. But more important, they listen, they calibrate. They've even got the bi-directional trading right now too, which is awesome. So you can essentially hedge with longs and shorts concurrently. I know that was an area that they wanted to improve on, and they did. They listened to us. It's awesome stuff. So thank you, BitUnix, for being a great opportunity for our members. Again, no KYC or VPN for this exchange. It's the main reason why we use them, just because we have a lot of Canadian and US members. Either way, thanks again. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.